Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the anime movie Her Blue Sky on Netflix. And I thought that this movie was okay. It's like 108 minutes, and I'd more praise it on its animation quality and character designs. As that's more the main focus. We pretty much are brought up that we've got these high schoolers, Shinanosuke and Akane. They got this Shinanosuke is the lead guitarist of this band, and we see Akane and her little sister Aoi are kind of hangers-on there. Akane's Shinanosuke's girlfriend, and they're planning on moving to Tokyo. However, Akane and Aoi's parents get killed in a car crash, and Akane pretty much stays behind in their hometown to help raise her sister. Shinanosuke goes off to Tokyo by himself, and is like, oh, okay. So 13 years later, Aoi was pretty much 3, and now she's 16 and wants to be a bassist and get out of here. She really doesn't like that her sister pretty much has been forced to look after her, but doesn't really realize everything that Akane has pretty much done. Her blue sky is pretty much in reference of like this frog in a well doesn't understand like how big the ocean is, but understands the how blue the sky is from being able to see in their vantage point. And we see that the drummer, let me see here, make sure I pronounce this correctly, Machinko Masamichi Nakamura. He's pretty much been trying to get together with her. He's been divorced. His kid has a crush on the Aoi chick. That's a pretty thing that's going on throughout the movie. It's like, alright. There's like age difference shit. Because we see that they're practicing in pretty much where the old band would practice, and then they see the pretty much high school Shino version of Shinanosuke, and it's like, oh, okay, we pretty much go throughout, like, is it a living ghost? What is it? And we do see that Shinanosuke pops up because the Nakamura dude was able to get in touch with this enka singer, Dankichi Natobe, to pretty much drum up tourism because he works at City Hall, as does Akane, and we see that Shinanosuke is the lead guitarist there, and a thing that happens is that, like, the bassist and the drummer get sick, and so they kind of like bring in Aoi and Nakamura to kind of fill in, but nothing really happens there. They don't really play much of it. We also get that this weird high school chick is like, oh yeah, I want to get married, and pretty much just pops up to pretty much try and seduce Shinanosuke, but then she's like, he didn't even do anything with me, and he's kind of a loser and shit, and that he really hasn't done much. We do see that Shinanosuke has done one kind of album thing, a solo thing, and that Akane was able to pretty much listen to it or whatnot, and we see them kind of trying to rekindle what's kind of going on. Aoi trying to force it as well, but she's got feelings for the Shino living spirit regret thing because of the guitar that was left at the place. It's like, okay, I don't mind these things, but it doesn't seem like a lot. It's kind of loose. They kind of focus on a lot of different kind of things at once, and then just kind of drop them, and then focus on other kind of things. I wish they'd focused more on the kind of regrets or whatnot, tightened up the plot a little bit, which is really kind of weird because it's only 108 minutes. And I'm like, they could have tightened this up more, had a better kind of through line of what's kind of going on, because a lot of the time is mainly focused down to the beautiful kind of shots. And, I mean, they're beautiful. The animation and artwork is astounding, but it comes at the expense of pretty much bloating a kind of spreading too much, like a bloated kind of story where we pretty much have a pat of butter and we're spreading it on too much bread here, and it's just like, okay, we're trying to focus on Aoi and her feelings for pretty much Shino, Nakamura's son's feelings for her, and what's kind of going on there. We do get resolution. I mean, Akane Akane pretty much gets trapped in a landslide kind of thing, and the Shino is able to burst out through, even though he's just been stuck there for ghost reasons. Like, they don't really put an adequate explanation on why he was stuck there and why he gets out, other than pretty much plot reasons. And then we pretty much get like things kind of wrapped up. We see the kid, Nakamura's kid, kind of like graduating school. We see that Shino disappears after pretty much Akane has been rescued and gets back together with Shinanosuke, and they do eventually get married. Aoi just pretty much deals with her feelings and is happy for her sister and everything. And her pretty much trying to be a musician. Like, those are the end credit kind of things. Just getting there, it's just like, okay, I mean, I wasn't completely and utterly bored out of my mind, but it's just like, alright, I know that this is beautiful, and that's really nicely well done, and I know a lot of people worked hard on it, but there had to have been a better kind of way, because it doesn't, not everything needs to be photorealistic, and like, photorealism, like Japanese tourism kind of thing, where you're like, oh, I feel like I'm taking a tour in Japan by like watching this movie kind of thing. I mean, if you can't get to Japan and everything, that's a valid kind of thing, but it comes at the expense of the plotting and the characters and the pacing of everything going on. I mean, I did connect with the Akane character and seeing how I find Akane's kind of journal of figuring out how to take care of her sister and what she likes, what she doesn't like, how to get her to how to make her favorite foods and all that stuff was very affecting. I mean, I don't have that big of an age gap of like sibling kind of relationship, but understanding that of like an elder and a younger sibling and that kind of special kind of bond that can be shared. I mean, at least it was, I think it was adequately executed, but it wasn't, even though that is kind of supposed to be the central focus, we've got that, we've got what Akane has given up in Shinanosuke and everything, Shinanosuke almost giving up on all of his stuff, he's been trying to get it big, has not gotten to that success to get her out, but maybe, and the movie could have went another route of being like, maybe he didn't need to be that big. Maybe he just had to establish himself and just be like, I want you to come with me now. Or, like, he wanted to pretty much sweep her off her feet and get her out of there. And it was taking longer and longer and longer. I would have liked to have had more kind of conflict on that kind of front, but we're juggling all these different kind of things, and none of it gets the kind of focus that I think it deserves. I would rather have seen it kind of been the sibling relationship kind of the focus, spiraling out a little bit into what's going on with the focus of Shinanosuke and Akane's relationship, and have that kind of be this core kind of central kind of concept, and then certain kind of branching out from there. I just don't think it was adequately executed enough, and instead just did some random kind of stuff. I don't know why we had Aoi and Nakamura doing stuff with the Enka band when none of that really mattered or kind of did anything in the overall plotting structure other than bringing Shinanosuke back to his hometown. That's it. There could have been vast other kind of things that could have been brought into play to get that to happen. Relatives sick, relatives died, has to take care of certain kind of property obligations, monetary obligations, has hit it big or done something big and does try to come back and do that sweeping off his feet, but Akane is reticent to that, or pissed off at that it took so long, or pissed off in the way that he did it. There's a lot of different kind of avenues that I think would have worked better than we've got this like freeloading Enka singer dude that's going around eating all this stuff, and then some of his band gets fucking sick because they didn't let their meat cook long enough. Or something to that effect. I went, oh, alright. And I feel that they fell into certain kind of like anime story traps of like, oh, teenage girl's in love with someone, star-crossed kind of lover shit, and just didn't really execute it in a way that was kind of, at least put their own kind of spin on it, that makes sense. It's more like, ooh, Ghost Boy. It's like, okay, we've done Ghost Boy, Past Boy. Past regrets of someone that's still alive. Alright, have you worked out how this shit works? Not really. Okay, kind of get back to me when you do that. Like, there was potential, and it just didn't really reach it for me. So, I really wouldn't recommend this one. I don't feel like my time is completely wasted. The animation is beautiful and top-notch. So, if you're doing that, I would definitely recommend sitting down and looking at watching it. Definitely not something in the background kind of thing, because yeah, you're going to be doing something, you're going to miss how beautiful everything kind of looks. But it's just your basic kind of story that's kind of spread too thin and has other kind of stories in it that aren't integrated well enough or given enough time to really flow for me. So if you're into plot, character, and world building, there are better kind of options out there. However, if you're starved and need some kind of palate cleanser, this would definitely be serviceable. It's not the complete worst thing, but it's not something that I would tell you to go out and buy right now or go and find and stream right now. There's other kind of options out there. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.